CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. We begin now with the latest on the Israel-Hamas war. Chaos broke out at a Russian airport. Hundreds of people stormed inside. They were chanting anti-Semitic slogans and looking for passengers arriving on a flight from Tel Aviv. Officials say 20 people were hurt. As the war intensifies, both the United States and the United Nations are urging Israel to prioritize the protection of civilians. CBS News Miami's Tina Kraus has the latest from Tel Aviv.
The Israel Defense Forces confirm a female soldier taken captive by Hamas on October 7th was released in overnight ground operations in Gaza. As the war intensifies, more than 200 hostages remain captive. Hamas released a video today showing 3 of them, Israeli women calling for a ceasefire. The women are under duress, and it's not known if they were told what to say.
To surrender to barbarism. That will not happen.
This mother survived the Hamas attack, but her children were abducted.
They took him from his bed, his pajama. It's my son, who 12 years old.
Palestinian civilians are hurting too, with the Hamas-run health ministry saying the death toll in Gaza has topped 8,300. In the West Bank, this teenager says the world has forgotten the children of Gaza.
It makes me sick that the world is turning its back on us and it's not doing anything to protect us.
Many Israelis we spoke with are angry at Hamas and the Israeli government and dismayed about the suffering on both sides.
This is like an ongoing trauma of the Holocaust.
Nurit Lamour says before the October 7th attack, she and her daughter would bring food to Palestinians in Gaza and take them to doctor's appointments in Israel.
We have friends, we write to them, we want to help them. They cannot be helped until they demolish Hamas.
Along this busy Tel Aviv street, a grim tally of those missing and murdered. Israelis say they have nothing to do but pray, wait, and hope.
We can't stop the war without we are hostages.
These yellow ribbons are uniting strangers in hope the hostages will return home soon. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
A crowd gathered outside the Broward courthouse in Fort Lauderdale yesterday. It's in support of Palestinians. The group protested Israel's missile strikes in Gaza.
I think it's important for people to hear members of the Jewish community who do not want wholesale murder of Gazan civilians, who don't want simple revenge.
We're protesting the bombardment of Gaza, which is a genocidal bombardment. Right now we have over 8,000 people who have died, about at least almost half of them children. So we're calling for an immediate ceasefire.
Protesters are calling for peace and equity for Palestinians. Governor Ron DeSantis addressed rising anti-Semitism and protecting the Jewish community. This happened at Teach Florida Legislative Breakfast. More than 800 members of the state's Jewish community attended the event in Davie. The organization focuses on funding for non-public schools. At the breakfast, the governor spoke about the steps the state has taken to protect the Jewish community since the war began.
We mobilize those resources to provide security to our Jewish institutions, our day schools, our synagogues, other important Jewish landmarks. We were not going to let terrorist groups like Hamas call for days of rage and let a terrorist take it out on our communities here.
Governor DeSantis says he will continue to provide resources as needed. And stay with us on air and online for the latest developments in the Israel-Hamas war.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And taking a live look outside at beautiful downtown Miami, it is hot out there, and everyone wants to know what is in store for our Halloween forecast. Let's get right to next weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler. How's it shaping up?
Well, actually, we have to start adding a few showers into the Halloween forecast. Unfortunately, with this northeasterly flow, there's going to be just enough moisture, so we could see a spot shower here and there. Right now, look at these temperatures, 86 degrees, but the high today in Miami, 89 degrees. That's in record territory. 92 would be the record, so we're way up there as far as temperatures. Key West sitting at 82 degrees at this point, so they're the cool spot. But because we've got that strong northeasterly flow that continues, at least the winds have died down. But until 2 p.m. Tuesday, we still have a coastal flood advisory along the coastal areas because of the water that keeps getting pushed up along the shores. We've got some flooding. We still have the king tide cycle, so that's something we're going to have to watch for. High rip current risk. This is going to continue until 8 o'clock tonight right along the coastal areas. A lot of folks out on the beach yesterday, a lot of kite surfers, so the very good weather for those folks. The winds have died down, but you know what? The winds are going to be coming back again by the middle to the end of the week, so you're going to have your chance again. 86 Miami, 85 Homestead, Marathon 84, 85 degrees in Fort Lauderdale right now. We've got partly cloudy skies, just a few clouds moving from northeast to southwest, so we're not expecting a lot as far as rain tonight. Our models are picking up a little bit of moisture here out in the Everglades to get into the western Miami-Dade County, possibly a spot shower yet this evening, but it's tomorrow on Halloween when our temperatures will be soaring by the afternoon. We're looking at a high around 89 degrees again, and look at this, by 6 p.m. this is trick-or-treating time. You could see some showers right along the coast and possibly near the airport tomorrow, wanting to track toward the coastal areas by 7, 8 o'clock, so it's something to keep in mind. It's a low chance, but we could see a spot shower. Same type of thing, maybe a shower along the coastal area again on Wednesday. And the area of low pressure out in the Atlantic, that moves off, but there's enough moisture in the atmosphere to produce that. We have a front coming through, so that's going to produce more winds again behind this frontal system, but and then this weekend it comes back, so that'll give us a chance for showers and storms. So here's your forecast. Tomorrow, wickedly warm, you bet it is, and hauntingly humid too, with a spot shower starting at about 6, 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. That's something we're going to have to watch for. So your forecast for the next few days, hot, hot, hot. Yes, tomorrow 89, 86 on Wednesday. Front comes through, temperatures back off, but the winds kick in again, and we set those clocks back 1 hour coming up Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Cindy, thank you. We have new details on the deadly mass shooting in Tampa over the weekend. Tampa police say the shooting happened after a fight broke out. It was between two groups of people in the city's historic district. It happened just before 3 a.m. when the bars were letting out. 18 people were hurt. One man died at the scene. A second man died at a local hospital. More than 4 dozen officers responded to the shooting. One man has turned himself in. In Maine, the heartbroken community of Lewiston is coming together for the One Lewiston Vigil. 18 people were killed in the mass shooting at a bowling alley and bar last week. Multiple faith leaders spoke at the vigil.
Pope Francis was deeply saddened to learn of the terrible loss of life resulting from the mass shooting in Lewiston, and he expresses his spiritual closeness to all those suffering from this unspeakable tragedy.
The shooter was found dead on Friday at a recycling center. Investigators say he shot himself. More news when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. The Friends Experience at Aventura opened on Friday, just 1 day before the Friends star Matthew Perry's death. The cause of his death remains unclear. The autopsy has been completed, but toxicology tests are still pending. So far, police say there were no obvious signs of trauma. The 54-year-old actor was found unresponsive in his jacuzzi. Perry previously spoke openly about his struggles with substance abuse. The federal judge overseeing former President Donald Trump's election interference case has reinstated the gag order she issued on him earlier this month. The judge denied the former president's request to pause the order while his appeal plays out. Prosecutors had asked for the gag order because they say Trump published intimidating social media posts. Former President Trump has argued that the gag order violates his right to free speech. President Biden signed an executive order today. It's designed to protect Americans against artificial intelligence. Among the protections outlined in the order are safety standards, protecting privacy, and ensuring that civil rights are protected. It also addresses job displacement, labor standards, and workplace equity and health issues. The White House is also starting a council that will meet with federal agencies. It's to ensure the executive order is being executed. Now to the Fins on CBS News Miami. The Miami Dolphins bounced back against the New England Patriots after a tough loss last week. CBS News Miami's Samantha Rivera has all the exciting details.
Well, there's nothing like coming back to a home crowd to help lift you to a bounce-back win. The Dolphins taking down the Patriots on Sunday with big moment after big moment throughout the day. Let's take you to the highlights to show you what we mean. Tua Tagovailoa and the guys hoping to bounce back against the Patriots before heading out to Germany this week. Now, the Dolphins were down 7-0 in the first quarter, but Tua and Tyreek Hill took care of that real quick. A 42-yard TD. Hill already has 1,000+ receiving yards through 8 games, too. Just a cheetah doing cheetah things. And then check this out. Just 3 months after his knee surgery, Jalen Ramsey picks it off. How's that for a Dolphins debut? Miami led 17-7 at the half. They keep it going, too. Raheem Mostert with the 1-yard TD that made it a 24-10 game with a little speed walking celebration to go along with it, too. New England made things a little interesting in the fourth. Juju Smith-Schuster's touchdown made it just a 7-point game, but Waddle wasn't having it. His 31-yard game-winning TD sealed the deal. Miami wins it 31-17. They are now 6-2 on the season.
You get a great litmus test of where you're at as a football team when you have a division game, and then on top of that, you're going overseas the next week, and on top of that, you have Hard Knocks the week after. That is leading the league in potential distractions. So I knew we were going to find out a lot about our team today.
As McDaniel mentioned, the Fins are going international, heading out to Germany to take on the Chiefs on Sunday. In the studio, Samantha Rivera, CBS News Miami.
That was such a good game. Well, finally, spooky season is here, and Miami-Dade Fire Rescue is reminding parents to make sure that the Halloween is not a trick, but instead a treat. They released a list of guidelines to follow. They say if you are trick-or-treating, always go in groups and make sure that you have adult supervision.
Consider planning your trick-or-treating so that your route is completed before dark. If you go out trick-or-treating after dark, be sure that costumes are brightly colored for drivers to see you.
They also say use props that are soft so children don't get hurt, and go through your kids' candy throughout any treat that isn't sealed in a wrapper. Well, are you getting into the Halloween spirit? Share it with us. These pictures you've been sending in have been so good. Email photos of your house decorated with all of your favorite ghouls and goblins. The power of CBS News and the CBS News Miami stream are always at your fingertips. We're on Pluto TV and it's all free. Or find us on your favorite streaming device with the CBS News app, then click CBS News Miami. That's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.